Already at benediction time, I'm sure. So let's get right to, y'all say concerts. Can't talk that way around me. Amen. Amen. Praise the Lord. Again, we honor the Lord and for all of God's people, to the shepherd of this house. We just thank the Lord because God is so awesome. Amen. Open your Bibles, please. I want to share with you a little word that I knew all week I wanted to preach tonight. And then before this week, I knew I wanted to preach it real soon. Amen. Preachers know what I'm talking about. That's right. Yeah, it was just on the inside. Amen. So if I act unseemly tonight, if I can get there, it's because I've been waiting for this moment. You already know me. I'm not as shallow. He's going to fix it, preacher. You don't need to give me an offer to tell you what you already know. Y'all just got quiet. Amen. If we talk about church in another dimension, then let's take preaching to another dimension. Let's take receiving the word at another dimension. Let's stop thinking that we can break things and God is obligated to fix it. Amen. Let's learn something, and not just about who's in the Bible, but what their significance is as it pertains to me. And so with all that said, I want to take you to a very familiar person and a very familiar passage. I don't want to call it a story because I don't want to preach it in story form. But in the book of 1 Samuel chapter 16, the book of 1 Samuel chapter 16, and I need to read a few verses there. I'm reading out of the King James. If we all have it, you can say amen. Amen. I'm going to read a few verses by the time we finish reading. If you're not there, you will catch up with this. 1 Samuel 16. I will announce the verses because there's different ones we will read. Can we begin? All right, 1 Samuel chapter 16 and verse 1. And if I don't say anything else, what I want to preach is right there in verse 1. And it says, "And the Lord said unto Samuel, How long will you mourn for Saul, seeing I have rejected him from reigning over Israel? Fill your horn with oil and go. I will send you to Jesse the Bethlehemite, for I have provided me a king among his sons." Verse 6, "And it came to pass, when they were come, that he looked on Eliab," this is Samuel the prophet, "he looked on Eliab and said, Surely the Lord's anointed is before him. But the Lord said unto Samuel, Look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart." Verse 8, "Then Jesse called Abinadab and made him pass before Samuel. And he said, Neither have the Lord chosen this." Verse 9, "Then Jesse made Shammah to pass by. And he said, Neither have the Lord chosen this." Verse 10, "Again Jesse made 7." Everyone say 7. "Jesse made 7 of his sons to pass before Samuel. And Samuel said unto Jesse, The Lord hath not chosen these." Verse 11, "And Samuel said unto Jesse, Are here all your children? And he said, There remaineth yet the youngest, there remaineth yet the youngest, and behold, he keepeth the sheep. And Samuel said unto Jesse, Send and fetch him, for we will not sit down till he come here." Verse 12, "And he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy and withal of a beautiful countenance, and goodly to look to. And the Lord said to Samuel, Arise, anoint him." Everyone say anoint him. "For this is he." Verse 13, our final verse. "Then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brethren. And the Spirit of the Lord came upon David from that day forward. And Samuel rose up and went to Ramah." If I can, please, if you allow me, and it will save me some time in exegeting this, I just want to read to you verses 1 and 13. Verse 1 again says, portions of it. Verse 1 again says, and the Lord said unto Samuel, how long will you mourn for Saul, seeing I have rejected him from reigning over Israel? Fill your horn with oil and go. Verse 13, the latter portion of verse 12, the Lord says, arise, anoint him, for this is he. And Samuel, verse 13, took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brethren. And the Spirit of the Lord came upon David from that day on, from that day forward. Look at your neck. Well, no, just go ahead and take your seat, because I want to go ahead and get into this. I want to talk about the oil of favor. Now, I know those that came with me sat in the back. We'll talk about that later. But I need the amen, folks. That you better preach, folks. And that's my bishop. And what did he say that? I need that crowd up so I don't have to yell over folks to get to you. I want to talk about the oil of favor. Now, you can look at your neighbor and give the subtopic. And tell them, neighbor, you're next to be anointed. See, and y'all way back there, there's room up here. Look at somebody else. I'm depending on you. Look at somebody else and say, honey, you're next to be anointed. Now, maybe you need to look at somebody that knows what the anointing is. Because you look at somebody and they're like, don't be putting that on me. Somebody just look like you want the anointing on you. Now look at somebody that look like they really, she's standing up. Find you somebody that look like they really want it and say, you are next to be anointed. Now, Bishop, I know anniversaries. We're supposed to talk about anniversaries. I'm supposed to talk about the significance of the years. But when you told me revival, I said, well, I'm in my comfort zone now. Because I hate preaching for themes and special days and stuff like that. Because I get right to the day and don't feel none of that stuff. Where the real preachers at? I ain't talking about the scholarly, educated preachers. I'm talking about those that have been raised up on the back hills of somebody's Bethlehem. Nobody, all right. Here's Bethlehem, never mind. But for a number of you in here today, I want to talk about the oil of favor. And you need to understand that, thank you, because that's all I need. I need to connect with the one person that knows if this message is for anyone, it's for me. You have to remember, there were how many sons, but only one got the oil. So if the Lord is just sending me here for one on this side and one on this side, the three of us going to have knockdown, drag out church. If we are celebrating anniversary, then we have to understand what is the fusion of anniversary and revival. Y'all just missed that. How do we now? Because nowadays we're disrespecting the move of the Spirit of God. So we're calling things like anniversary revival, building fund revival. I hope I'm not talking about y'all. Choir anniversary revival. And everything is, we got revival attached to it, but all we really want to do is just raise the money. Then we know that's a part of going to church, so just do that. Somebody sing a song and we give the offering and let me go home and get some dinner. I don't want no cold chicken wings after, y'all not doing it. Okay. I don't want no cold chicken wings after service and some stale chips and a Dixie cup of juice after the way I sing and preach. And a little Dixie cup. I think I'm at the store. London that. Amen. No nutritional value at all. But there is a fusion. If y'all can hear what I'm going to jump down there real soon, but I have to make sure that you're ready for me to get closer. I really want to talk to people that know right now, you are in a state of your spirituality. You are in a state where you're not just waiting on God to do something. You really, and the truth be told, the way you really talk to some of your personal friends about your expectation is not the same way you talk at church. Because at church, they're not always preaching it that way. They're not singing it that way. But in your private time, you're really telling people, I don't want one more prophecy. I don't need another quickening or quake. What I want right now is that thing God told me 10 years ago to manifest. And it really, okay, I'm coming to the back of the church. And it really starts with a personal revival right here. I want God to move in this house and shake us and rock us, but too many folks don't even know what that is. The modern day church. We're reaching people, but they don't know what all-night prayer is. And if you have a prayer, we in the prayer season right now, and you got more folks calling out and I can't make it and nobody will go. That's fine for you. But there is, am I right about it? But let me tell you something. We were kissing the floor on Wednesday night because we are saying, God, we want more. And this time it's not more cars, more money, more friends. God, I need more of you and less of me. Because too much of me is coming to the surface. Listen, I only want to talk to people that are really disgusted with yourself. And when I'm not talking about your weight, I'm not talking about your looks. I'm talking about the fact every time you get somewhere with God, here comes self. Come on, y'all. And self gets right in that way. And all it takes of you to get mad, and here come the cuss word. All it takes for that sister, that brother to walk by, and there go your eyes and your thoughts. All it takes is that Aretha song to come on, and you're doing a tribute. And seeing that never called you for your. She can't even hear you. She made you feel like a natural woman. Now go ahead and be supernatural for God. You don't like Aretha. I'm black. Yes, I do. Don't say that. But we got to move on. Amen. The oil of favor. The oil of favor. The oil of favor. You're not ready for. Tell it. Just. Y'all gonna help me preach this real quick. Just look at your neighbor and tell them, you're really not ready for what God's about to do. Okay, Bishop, I'm gonna try to introduce something, but I'm gonna tell you now, this next move of God, this next great move of God is about to be an offensive move of God. Okay, you didn't get it. God doesn't offend, you know. He told our words were great. It's an offensive move of God because God's about to take everybody that was back here. See, you were standing up. He's about to take everybody. Go ahead and put that down. Yeah, come on, work with me. He's taking everybody that was on the back, and he's getting ready to hurry up and just find a seat. And he's going to move you up. And the problem, I know that's not the issue here, but the problem is they're like, where do you come from? You gotta wear your hats in this section. And she gonna wear her scrubs. You gotta wear your red bottom shoes. You don't get a spray paint. You gotta have that in this section. This is the diamond stud section, not the work scrub section. But see what God is looking for, he's looking for people that showing up spiritually. Ready to get down to business. So I'm going to try to preach this in 15 minutes. You go back if you want to, but I know all this stuff is, you go. Don't blame me. You trust them. Here's her, she was taking notes. There we go. Let's give her the stuff. There we go. She got a pocketbook back here. I'm just looking out for my sister. That's all. There you go. All right. Now, because you taking notes, don't stop now. How much you got? I mean, I said more than that. Now, come on. Now watch this. Here we go. I gotta hurry up because the clock is ticking. And y'all gonna say we were doing good every night until Bishop Pope came. He wanted to sing all night and then he wanted to get up there and tell corny jokes. Give controversial statements about his wife. Talk about his wife. Said she was jealous. But there is an oil. There is an oil of favor that dwelleth in the secret of the Most High shall abide. I'm covered, all right? So watch this. but there's an oil of favor. And the offensive move of God, I got back up here because it might be a little dangerous. The offensive move of God is your next blessing, your next move of God upon your life is overlooked and unexpected by those around you. Okay, who am I talking to? Now watch this. There are those who feel like you don't make enough noise to get it. You haven't been here long enough to get it. When you try to go into a tongue, they don't approve that. That's getting wrong the R right. So that's, I don't know what kind of tongue that is. And that don't sound like when we speak in tongues over here. I don't know what that was over there. So you don't meet their approval. You don't shout the way they want you to. Or you don't preach it the way they want. Who am I talking to in here? But you got to know right now, let them put you out, let them overlook you. Because while they're prim and pressing themselves to impress flesh, God is looking for somebody who knows in their spirit, it doesn't take nothing about me being groomed on the outside. Doesn't take nothing about me living up to the expectation of people. Because if I read the book of Acts correctly, when apostles like Peter and them were in prison for preaching the gospel, the Bible says not only did God send the angel to deliver Peter out of the inner prison and through all of the gates, but then finally says, and he will deliver him from the expectation of the Jew. Just go ahead and tell somebody, say, honey, let me make it worse for you. Say, God's about to use me in spite of what you think about me. How many know right now that there is oil on your life? Then you ought to shout, I'm next to be anointed. I'm looking for 3 people that will help me preach this tonight. That's all I'm calling. All I'm going to do is set it up because I'm not the hoop, I just yell. But you got the tune. For there to be a better generation. Is that what we all want to see in our families and in our churches? For there to be a better generation or a new lineage. There's no need. Here's where the fusion, Bishop, of revival and celebration comes together. Because while one side of the church may be celebrating the accomplishments to date, the revival portion is not to revive what was. It is not to bring life to what's already been accomplished. I don't get out enough. That's why I'm just spilling it all on y'all. But we gotta do you see this, preacher? So we come together for celebration and we bring out the flowers and we bring out the fruit baskets and we give the money and we give the presentations. But where does the revival come in with all of that? And the revival is not anything about what we commemorated. The revival is preparing us for what we should be expecting. Not commemoration, but commencement. Commencement, see, you think the commencement after graduation means it's over. Commencement means it's the launch. Commencement is the push. Commencement is the speech for the next. And this sermon tonight, I don't know what's been preaching, I know it's been good, but my assignment is to open the heavens so you can flow as it's poured down on you. Somebody run around this aisle right quick. Just somebody know how to run and go back to your seat and say the oil is flowing. Tell 3 people, say, I feel the oil, I feel the oil. Tell them I feel the oil. I feel the flow of the oil. And something is about to change. That means that some of us in here tonight are about to operate in a different manner, in a different level. You know that sister that did the praise dance tonight? And you were blessed, weren't you? You felt God in it, didn't you? Where's she at? Is she still here? The sister that danced. You know who she is. Everybody stop looking. You know who she is. You were here, right? That was the sister, right? I want to know what I'm saying wrong. Okay, so the sister that danced, blessed us. You clapped. You applauded. But get ready. Because when there's fresh oil, you won't be applauding. You might be laid out. Because everything that everyone that's involved in ministry, whatever your involvement, the devil taking cathedral, perfecting place will. Whatever your operation in ministry is from this service on, and I'm talking about this whole celebration, is preparing you to be the best you've ever been. How many really believe that God's about to blow your mind? And I'm not talking about a blessed, come on somebody. How many know that God's about to blow your mind with how you can operate in the unction of the Holy Ghost? I just want to run through this thing so bad, but I don't want that profile being where you said, well, all you did was scream. So let me give you 3 little points right quick, just right quick. 3 little points. Is there anything? 3 little points right quick. The first thing we see here, that the scripture opens up with God telling Samuel, you're my voice in the earth. Samuel, I'm speaking to all the Samuel and Samanthas. God is saying, you're my voice to the nation. Y'all quiet. I'm trying to find Samuel and Samantha. You're my voice. But here you are, my servant. You're holding up my progress. Because I have generations that have just been born that will be old enough after the one I choose today has went through the process of maturation and have elevated through the school of hard knocks in the spirit. Because you don't know what it means to operate under a fresh anointing or under a fresh oil until you've been through some ridicule, some church harassment.
You better come on.
People not thinking you're real or sincere. And they thinking when you do what you do in the spirit, you're doing it to get brownie points with the bishop. But how many know the devil is a liar in them? Forget about they don't know the truth. They don't recognize God. Because anybody that's been praying for a fresh release of this, oh my God, of the Spirit of God knows right now that that fresh release, that fresh oil, that fresh unction will in one day take you from being overlooked to being the highlight and the spotlight of what God is about to do next. If I have a witness, just somebody shake your hand and say, I feel the oil. Come on, just walk and say, I feel the oil. Whoever you are, you identify yourself. Whoever God is choosing right now. Okay, you're waiting to hear the rest of the city. Here we go. My own granddaughter stood up on that one. Watch how we step into things. Whoever God is choosing right now, it's not just because you've been praying. It's not just because you've been faithful. And that's what every pastor wants to see from their members. But whoever God is choosing right now for the next level of anointing, there is also a next level of assignment. There are some giants you're going to have to confront. There are some jealous kings you're going to have to confront. There is some family and a half of the nation is not even going to believe in your spiritual appointment.
My God.
Boy, I wish I was talking to about 500,000 people right now. But you got to make some noise like you understand. Tell somebody, this is conference word. This is conference word.
Yes, Lord.
God is taking you so that whoever He is choosing next, the oil is already ready.
Jesus.
But we have to make sure that the prophets, the women and the men of God The ones that hold the fire of oil have not been so stuck into what was that they have neglected to fill the horn with oil. Y'all should get, let me use that podium. Can I use this picture? Let me just come there. Amen. I'm good now. Thank you, Lord. Someone hit my Bible second time. Thank you. Hallelujah. I guess I'll take that. I haven't used it yet. Amen. Can I do this? I'm just trying to come down. I feel like I'm way somewhere else. And I keep coming down here. I'm just saying this. I'll try to give me 15 more minutes. I'll try to do this real quick. But I just feel like I need to unveil some apostolic. No, I'm not talking about denomination. I'm talking about move of God. Come on, somebody. I feel like there's a generation here tonight that you're about to place mantles on. But they have to really know that this is not now a certificate appointment. This guarantees you no special seat in the church. If anything, you got, I just hope there's going to be giants. There's going to be jealous leaders. There's going to be family that don't even believe you. There's going to be a nation that think you're all about yourself. Regardless, saying that's why I had you in the background the whole time. Because while you were in the background, I'm going to just go all across my notes. God had you camouflaged. And the problem is, Bishop, we're not recognizing the ones that God is choosing next. Because we're fascinated with the ones that we see him using now. It's too much work. Concert, preach. I mean, come on. It's too much work. We get fascinated. Oh, looking over there. Can I pick on you, sis? Because you're a faithful, God knows you're a faithful member. And I thank God for you. But if we get so stuck on looking at you. All right. There she go again. There she go. And you see Bishop, she's not too far behind. Here she come again. Now she got a little paper. She thinks she knows some of her word. This man must be a prophet. Ask me, I'll tell you. So watch this. We do all of that and we get so caught up. Oh, come on, so-and-so. Get up there and lead service. Come on, so get them up. Come on, so-and-so. MC, come on. Start the service. Lead the prayer. And we put it all on the same ones. Who else over here is in that same category? Nobody. Okay, I'm right here. They don't just go to church. But there's always that one or two that we depend on. Okay, there were times, Bishop, when I was younger, Bishop Wills, our pastor, had to preach out, and I got there a little bit late, and the choir didn't know what to do because Courtney wasn't there yet. I'm only one person. They already knew the songs, and I'm not the best singer in our church. I just love to sing. But watch this. But then that pressure's on you. But the whole time, God is saying, but what I have for you is not now. What I have for you is not even with this crowd. What I have for you is being born right now. What I have for you is right now caught in the middle of their drug addiction. What I have for you right now is still getting drunk on the weekend. What I have for you is that young lady that's still laying down with anybody that can pay. Y'all don't like what I'm saying. But I'm going to use you to show them how much I love them too. So the thing is, while the leaders now are walking around with empty horns, that's not enough. Just an empty horn. I'm sorry, Bishop. Walking around, you're carrying it. And God is saying, I'm ready for another generation. But prophet, your horn is empty. Look at verse 1. What does he say? Fill your horn with oil. There's a problem. He says, fill it. He should have to tell the prophet who has to be ready at a moment's notice when he hears from God and keep that horn filled with oil, because either you're going to anoint a prophet, a priest, or a king. Oh, y'all quiet here tonight. So if I'm expecting God to anoint somebody as the next prophet, if I'm expecting God to anoint someone as the next king, if I'm expecting God to anoint somebody next in their appointed office as directed by the Spirit, I need my horn of oil filled so that when God said, that's him right there, I'm ready. When God said, that's her right there, I'm ready. And you know right now, your healing and your deliverance and your blessing needs to happen now, then that horn of oil got to be filled with.
Glory to God.
I'm going to try to hurry up. But God makes destiny choices. I'm picking on y'all preachers because y'all quiet tonight. So I'm going to get on your nerves. God makes destiny choices. He doesn't call you just for when he called you. He doesn't call you just because there was no one else to do it. Never think that. But he called you. You weren't even ready. Tell me the truth. When he called you, you questioned. Am I telling the truth? When he called you, you questioned the call.
Yes.
I'm talking about the real ones. I ain't talking about the other ones that got a Bible the next day. And then start telling everybody, you ought to bring me to your church because you know I'm preaching there. Really? Really? Is that what it's about? Because you better be ready to preach when they don't pay you right. You better be ready to preach when they don't pay you at all. You better go further and then it costs you more to go to preach than what you're bringing home. You better go when other preachers look at you and say, oh, the Lord ain't called me to Africa. No, that's your assignment. Well, thank you. Then I'll go. And that's why right now there's one of our churches about to establish a school and educational scholarship in my name because I went and others didn't. The Lord just got quiet. I got all these convocations, all these road uniforms, and we people, whoever we are, and we look like something that we're not. You read between the lines, you're not Catholic, and we all doing that, and has become the bishopric now has become nothing but a good old boys club and girls. Because we all feel like I'm not anything unless I got on that same uniform. I'm not anything unless they call me bishop too. But let me tell you something. There got to be a few of us left that still want to get down in the trenches. No. See, you better tell somebody right quick. Say, no, you don't got somebody that's real about what he says. Tell them, don't not. Tell them, say, no, you don't got someone that's real. My own bishop was just consecrated as an archbishop. I didn't go. Because I don't believe it. I have nothing against that. I did not go because that's not where I'm at. Do we need another cap to our cap? Well, don't hear what I'm saying. And the church is not full yet. Huh? Don't one of you, not one more preacher get up and say the Lord told me to be a bishop. Don't do it. Get some souls in the kingdom. Get some people to follow you. That's what the oil is for. It's not for you to get another new outfit. It's for you to deliver somebody, pull them out of the fire. Not having your own glory spotted by flesh. Somebody running through you and say, I feel the oil. This at home, I'm sorry. I know I should have preached this at Holy Temple, I'm sorry. But I'm talking about the oil of favor. Let me try to, Bishop, I'm messed up, so let me show you something real quick. I only got 3 points. I can, but you're like, I really, because I mean, thorough is the way.
Yes, it is.
Watch this. Look in 1 Samuel 16. Don't go to sleep. Just look at 1 Samuel 16 real quick. Okay. And it came to pass, verse 6, and he made Eliab, that's the oldest son, surely the Lord's anointed was with him. The Lord said unto him, this is not him, oh man. Looks at God, God looks at the heart. Look now, okay, verse 8, call me. And he said, neither had the Lord chosen these, verse 9. And he said, look, the Lord didn't choose them either. And I say, just as here we are, verse 10. Again, look at this. Jesse made how many of his sons? Jesse made, he was getting annoyed now. Prophet, you said that God sent you here to Cathedral to anoint one of these as next. And everyone I put up in front of you, you're saying the Lord said that's not the one. But I saw you when they came in. You said, oh, God, he's tall enough, educated enough, handsome enough, got a career goal. And then you saw 7 sons, and each one could have qualified as far as the father, the earthly father, is concerned. Yeah. But God keeps saying, that ain't the one. That's not the one. That's not the one. She's not the one. And keep going on. So then the prophet says, I know God sent me here. What happens when you know you heard from God, but nothing in the situation is adding up to what he said? Back over here. And I don't know what they're doing over there. But hello, God said this and God said that, but nothing that's happening in real time. Well, y'all just got quiet. See, there's our biblical time, that's past tense. Then there's our prophetic time, that's future sense. But our present time is real time. So next time somebody say, you go home, your household gonna be different, and you go home and in real time it got worse. Okay, y'all think I'm joking. All right? God's gonna save your children, and you shout, and you shout and praise. Y'all go ahead and laugh. You shout and praise God. Watch this. But then the next time you talk to one of them knucklehead children, then it got worse. In real time, there's a conflict between what God is saying and what is happening in real time. Even though there's a natural conflict, there is still a supernatural movement. So he says in verse 10, Jesse made 7 of his sons to pass before Samuel. And Samuel said unto Jesse, the Lord hath not chosen these. Look at the language of verse 11. Verse 11 says, and Samuel said unto Jesse, are here all your children? Now I know the other translations, they all say, are these all your sons? But this one time, the King James, I want to use the King James. Because I normally teach out the New Living Translation. But this one time I want to use the King James. And the King James says, Samuel says, are these all your children? Amen. Now, when you don't know a man's family, and you tell him the Lord sent me to anoint a king from among your sons, and he sends out 7 boys, you're not still counting. Amen. Amen. After 3, you're like, well, how many children? 3, here come 4, no, 5, no, 6, no, 7. They got 7. That's God's number. Here we go. This must be the one. God said, don't you do it. Don't you turn that bottle of oil. Nope, that's not the one. So the prophet says, are these all your children? In the King James. Can we give David some credit for a second? Is it possible that David began to venture, Samuel began to venture into the realm of the dispensation of the Spirit before